Andre Russell, thank you so much for taking the time out to talk to us. First of all, tell me, how much are you enjoying this particular format, the T10 format?
Yeah, I'm enjoying it. I think, whatever we do, once it's a game of cricket, that we all love, and it's the job that, we choose, we have to try our best to enjoy it. I think once you're enjoying it, then the result will come and the good performances will come. So the challenging part about T10 is, um, while I bowled, that's the only thing that, put a bit of, nerve wracking going through my system whenever I'm bowling. You know, guys just go hard at everything. So, it teach you as well how to deal with pressure. So, even though it's a uncomfortable situation for most bowlers in T10, your ball keep going for sixes and fours, and you know you try your best to stop it, and then it keeps going. So that's the only challenge part. But I enjoy when I'm batting and I'm on the go.
So when you're on the other side, it doesn't feel that good when others are hitting you. But tell me something, the brute force in your shots, right? Even a mistimed shot goes for a six. What is it like when you come back and you've played an innings like that? And, fellow players are just absolutely marveling at how you hit some of those shots. What are some of the questions that have been thrown at you?
Boy, listen, I've gotten some weird questions from teammates, even while batting in the middle, and especially guys that I may playing with for the first time, playing in a new league, and they're batting with me. They would say stuff that, I have to kind of pinch myself, to say, okay, I'm that big of a player. But they would say it's a pleasure batting with you, and it's a pleasure, you know, giving you the strike and watch you entertain while I'm at the other end. Then you have guys that they are afraid while they're standing up on the non-striker end because I hit the ball so hard. Sometimes if I hit straight, then they won't have time to react to get out of the way. So I always tell them to stay side on, so you make yourself smaller. But
Mm.
yeah, it's just the fun part about batting with guys who I haven't bat with are first time playing with them, and they react a certain way whenever I hit some powerful shots. So it's something to live with, and it's something not to get your head swollen by. I try to be as humble as possible and grounded. Listen to the good comment, but never walk around like how people describe you. So I always try to remain grounded because this game of cricket, it's very funny where you can have an amazing game tonight, and tomorrow night, your stay at the crease can be very short. So you just have to work with it as it goes along and try to put your best foot forward at all time.
Oh, yes, it is a great leveler. But do you, at the top of your mind, do you remember anything weird that someone has said that stuck out? You know?
Um, I would hit like a six over cover off the back foot, and someone would like walk up and we punch glove, and they would like, how did you get that ball over there? Like, how did you do that? Like, with power as well. Like, sometimes I do it not every game, but I know I've done it before. So in that moment, it's like, okay, I've gotten another one in that area. Similar shot, similar look, while playing the shot with power as well. And the amazement that comes with it is just it's just unreal. And that's why I'm saying sometimes it makes me pinch myself like, okay, this guy really loved the shot. All right, let me see if I can entertain him again. And try to go big for another six. Maybe after the game we talk about it, and you can just maybe hear the passion in that player voice, saying, "Hey, I was battling with the guy, and I was scared, to see how hard he hit the ball and how far he hit the ball as well." So these things, it happens so much where it's hard to just remember from the top of my head, and
Mm.
describe those reactions.
Okay. So now injuries, let's talk about this. For every athlete, cricketer, injuries are part of your life, and it cannot be easy being out of the game for a long period of time when you're injured. What has that been like when you've gotten injured? Mentally, what's the kind of toll it takes on an elite athlete when they get injured, and they cannot just get back to doing what they love doing?
Oh man, it's annoying. It's annoying when you get injured, and you have to be watching the game, lying in your bed, maybe with the ice pack on. Recovery, the road to recovery is always not the easiest for athletes. Mentally, you're drained just doing the rehabs. And rehab work can be painful, and you have to work through the pain as well that you're getting, because if you wait until your particular injury that you get is completely healed, um, you may miss out on the opportunity of getting back quicker than normal. So I've had injuries before where I ruled out 4 weeks, and I get back in 2.5 weeks because I work hard just to get back on the park. Um, I try my best not to get injured or not to think about injuries, but in the moment you're playing, um, you might just dive for a ball that you should have maybe just let go for four or let go. But it's just the momentum and the whole adrenaline going through it will cause you to do something stupid, and then you're like, why did I even try to reach that ball? And you miss 4 or 5 games. So it's annoying, as I said before, and no player want to get injured. It's just something that comes with being an athlete, and that's why we have to make sure that we eat properly, take the necessary vitamins, and try to make sure that once you have the time, you go to the gym and you put
Yeah,
in the hard. Yeah.
yeah. What about the training bit of it then? Is there any kind of special training for this kind of power hitting?
Oh yeah, definitely. In order for me to be doing this consistently over the years, it takes a lot of hard work behind the scene. Sometimes I post a few stuff, and sometimes I would just wake up out the middle of the night, um, you know, go to the gym, or before I go to bed, I go to the gym. In the morning, I would just go in the gym, do some legs, um, maybe a little upper body, some core exercises, and I just switch it up. I would be in my room, and I just go on the carpet and start doing some abs and some push-ups. So it's all about being consistent and making sure that you look after your body, because if you don't do much things for like a week or 2 week, your body lose muscle mass, and you need muscle memory, and you need to make sure that those muscles are engaged and working, so whenever you go back to playing, you're not missing out on a lot, or you don't have a lot of work to do. So I try to make sure that I don't go a week without doing any form of, hard work and exercise, get my heart rate up. So that's my philosophy, and it's been going good throughout my career.
Of course it is. Now tell me one thing. You said that look, it's challenging when you're bowling because it's so different. You know, you're on the receiving end. So if the opposition have to keep Russell quiet, can you give the secret out for how the bowler should bowl to you?
Um, I think most teams now they're figuring out they're figuring out how to get me to well, how to keep me quiet, I would say. Um, but then if I realize that's the plan, I'm gonna I'm gonna counter the plan. So it's just you have to make sure that you stick to your strength and you look at the field. Sometimes bowlers bluff and they set a field and bowl opposite of that field. Now, as a batter, you don't have control over that. You just have to react to whatever delivery that you're facing. But for me to keep me quiet, guys been looking to bowl wide Yorkers and sharp balls at my body. But at the end of the day, it's not a secret. It's been happening for years, but I still find ways of encountering it. And if I just sit back and don't work on short balls or work on wide deliveries, then maybe I just pack it up and say, goodbye cricket. But, I try my best to work through every situation that I face when I go back.
Now, you must have, of course, watched the World Cup and the final itself. I've got to ask you this. Uh, what is it about Australia? I've been asking this to everybody. After Australia won the World Cup, I think it was the manner in which they won it against a team like India, so dominant throughout the tournament, only to lose at the final hurdle in conditions that weren't really suitable to Australia. What is it about these Australians, and why is it so difficult to beat them in World Cups?
Um, Look, India was always a favorite um, going into the finals. They were the favorite. They were playing unstoppable cricket. Um, the batters been turning up games after games, bowlers turning up. Shami Bumrah, the spinners, they've been doing extremely well for them. But I just think it's how cricket is, and it's a funny game, and we have to just respect and appreciate this game. Um, it's sad, but I was telling one of my teammates, we were having a practice session home, and he said to me that India is gonna win the finals easy because they have beaten Australia in the first game and whatever. And I said, listen, I just think India should have lose a game early up in the tournament because cricket don't. It's an unfair game, as I said earlier, and I said they should have lost at least one game because they might lose when it's the most important game of the tournament. And that same conversation, I said, but with Kohli in good form, Rohit, Shukman Gill, K. Rowell, Shreyas Iyer, all these guys, I don't see them failing. Australia will have to play an amazing game to win. And it's just funny how the game goes. The batters fail in a big game, and it was an important game where once four batters turn up on that day, they would have definitely gotten 300 plus runs and 340, 350 in a World Cup finals. That would be a big ask. So unfortunately, it would be good if India could have win that World Cup in India for the fans, and we all know how crazy and in love these people are with the game. So
Yeah.
for a pause as well. It would be an amazing atmosphere if India did with that trophy.
I was there at the final and I was sitting outside where you could hear the crowd, the 92,000 people that had come. And as soon as David Warner got out, Mohammad Shami got the wicket of David Warner, it was absolutely deafening. And it's got that whole stadium's got such a gladiatorial feel to it. It's a massive stadium, and the
Yeah,
batter walking next, there is no way he would not be intimidated. And that's when
exactly.
I felt like the how big an achievement this was for Australia in a final, with a partisan crowd to outdo a team like India.
Yeah, that was a big moment in cricket because um, even when Sri Lanka played the finals in India 2011 and India win in Wankhede, I remember I played in that World Cup and we got Sachin Tendulkar out very early. And listen, if someone on the dugout in the dugout from the West Indies shout, "Hey," you could have you could have heard it from in the middle of the pitch. That's how quiet the
Mm.
stands or the stadium went. And it's just amazing that they keep their nerves and they keep calm and they do it. They did it. They get it done in front of 100,000 people plus maybe people outside the ground, and that was a big
Yeah,
moment.
yeah. Okay, on the T20 and these leagues around the world, I think three more new leagues have been added just this year. What do you see the future of league versus international cricket?
I think there will be a lot of clashes with players who want to go and play league to obviously earn more, and players who want to skip this international series just to go and play a particular tournament. There are so many leagues happening now, and you have leagues now searching for a window to have their own thing started. So I think it's gonna be a bit challenging. And in my time, a couple of years back when leagues was clashing with West Indies series, thinking about all that income that you could get from just a month or 3 weeks, it was crazy compared to what players normally get representing their country. But at the end of the day, we try to find the balance to say, okay, we will be available for this half of the tournament, and then we play the games for West Indies, and we try to make it work. So we wouldn't be available for the whole tournament, but we would be available for like half of the tournament because it clashed with international duty. But with now the amount of international games playing plus the amount of leagues, it's gonna be a challenge for these youngsters. And everyone knows when the grass is green on the other side how it goes. We have life after cricket. So um, once they stay grounded and stay balanced, then everything should work.